Alright, in today's video, I want to show you about a new SEO tool that you may or may not already be using. It's called Screaming Frog. It's a great name, and if you go to Screaming Frog, you'll find that you can actually download the product for free. Now, the free product will let you use it. Basically, it'll help you do everything we're going to show you in the video, because I'm going to use the free version in the video. And the paid version is going to let you do more things, as well as it's going to be necessary if your website has more than 500 pages. So that's kind of the cap of the free tool. So you can go ahead and just Google Screaming Frog and you'll find the tool, and you can go ahead and download any version that you want. Now, I already have Screaming Frog open here on my Mac, and it's a very powerful tool but very simple to use. So right here at the top, I can't do anything until I pick out a website that I want to audit. So I'm going to go ahead and type in juicyresults.com. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And you can see there's a progress bar. It's going to analyze the first 500 pages of the site. And you can see it'll probably take about 30 seconds for our site. It goes pretty fast. So it's actually downloading and logging, or not downloading, but it's making a log of every single file on your website. Not just the HTML pages, but also the images and the JavaScript files. But for SEO, what we really care about is we want to look at the actual pages, the HTML pages. And so right up here, you can see I can filter down what I'm looking at. And I want to look at page titles. Now when I click on page titles, I get some really cool things. I get the address of the page, and then I got the page title. It also tells me the length and the pixel width, which is the width of the title to display. And that matters if you're really concerned about how your display looks on a mobile phone or a tablet, because there is only so much width that will be shown in Google. And let me show you what I mean by that. So if I go back to my search result page, you can see these ellipses here, these three dots. And that's because the title of that page was longer than this could show, which is basically around 70 characters. So what we try to do is we try to look to get the title under 70 characters, or at least front-loaded with enough information that's going to get somebody to click on it. So that is the page title. Now, page titles are one of the most important factors that Google uses to make a decision about what that page is about. So what I want to always do from an SEO standpoint is I want my page name, which is right here, the end of the URL, content strategy, to match my title as well as my H1 tag. And so that's something you can just quickly look through an entire website. You can download this as a spreadsheet, which is very easy, and open it in, say, Excel or in Google Drive. And you can basically just make a list of all the changes you want to make to a website to make sure that every page has an H1 title, that H1 title looks good in the search result, and that it matches the page name in the URL, which, obviously how to do SEO is above the scope of this video. I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you have some SEO knowledge, and you know that it's a great best practice to have the URL file name match the H1 tag and the title tag, which you can quickly do here. So one of the first things I do when I audit a website is I scan this to find out, I make a list of all the pages that are missing H1 titles, or that look like they just have generic page titles that are adding no value. And so I can also, basically have everything come across. I can look at the H1 tag as well. If I go back to the original list, I can actually really see an amazing amount of things. H2 tags and the size of the file and the number of words in that file. This is really helpful as well. If you know from an SEO standpoint, you really want to make sure all of your HTML files that are indexed by Google have more than 500 words, or really I should say more than 300 words, but depends on your standards. So over here on the right, I can filter my list to just see HTML files, because obviously images and JavaScript files don't have word counts. So if I do that, I can scroll right over, and one of these will actually be a word count for that page right here. And so I can look for anything with 0 word counts, or other small amounts. I can see what that file is. And so even though I filtered it by HTML, I am still getting some JavaScript files. So I'd have to look into why that is. But I know I've done this before, and it's pretty easy to do. And so what you're going to be looking for is any HTML files that have less than, say, 250, 300, 500 words, whatever your standard is. So you can see right away from this quick 2-minute tutorial that Screaming Frog is one of the best tools we have ever seen to quickly look at a cross-section of a website from end to end. Just the HTML files, just the H1. You can slice and dice all kinds of different ways to look at it. And depending on what you're trying to do, depending on what you're trying to find, which errors you're trying to fix, this is your best bet. So it looks like this is the HTML one I was looking for. Perfect. Now I can find any of the pages that have a word count that's below what I need. Oh, these are external links, that's why. So somewhere in here, which is usually right here, is the HTML way to do this. So hope this was helpful. Would encourage you guys to download Screaming Frog if you're doing any kind of SEO work. It's available for Mac and for Windows as well as other platforms, and it really is a critical technical tool for anybody doing SEO. So hope that was helpful.